Hello, Saints. It's Pastor Ginger. I wanted to share with you Psalm 131 today. It's a very short psalm, only 3 verses, and then talk a little bit about some of the emotions and cycles of feeling that we may be going through at this time. Psalm 131. O Lord, my heart is not lifted up, my eyes are not raised too high. I do not occupy myself with things too great and too marvelous for me, but I have calmed and quieted my soul like a weaned child with his mother. My soul is like the weaned child that is with me. O Israel, hope in the Lord from this time on and forevermore. I love this psalm. It's very calming. It's about humbling yourself in the sight of the Lord, trusting in Him and allowing that trust and rest into Him to give your soul peace. I also like this psalm because it sounds to me as if it is perhaps from the point of view of a woman, maybe a mother who has a child in her arms, and using that maternal imagery for God, resting into the bosom of the Lord, as the Gospels describe the disciples doing with Jesus at times. But it reminded me of a story that somebody shared with me last week, I believe, that they were working on some math homework with their elementary aged student. And the mother shared that the child grew frustrated with the math homework and so turned to the parents, and the parents really couldn't help, and they became frustrated with the math homework. And the parent indicated that the child just had a total meltdown, and she said that my 10-year-old just curled up in my arms and wept for about 10 minutes and just sobbed. And for a 10-year-old kid, that's not typical behavior, especially over something like a math problem. But she indicated that that was just indicative of the feeling of overwhelmed stress and anxiety that just is permeating right now. It has been for quite a number of weeks. I kind of describe it as a stress bath. Our brains are probably all swimming in a stress bath right now. The entire world is kind of bathed in stress right now. There's really no relief. There's really no place that's not being touched by a pandemic in some way or another. And so I think it's normal to have that kind of a reaction at times. I think that all of us may feel like that 10-year-old kid where something as small as a math problem, going to the grocery store, not being able to complete a project at work because there's too much going on at home, can just set us maybe on a little bit of a tailspin where we feel like we just can't do anything right. We just can't get relief from the news. We just can't accomplish anything completely and move on. And so I just wanted to validate that we're all feeling those ways sometimes. What we're dealing with in pandemic mode and quarantine is a lot like grief. And we're grieving the things that we used to be able to do. We're grieving our relationships. We're grieving being accomplished at one thing and not trying to do too many things all at once and not getting any of them done. We're grieving health and good news and a break from this. And if you've ever experienced grief, you know it's messy. It can be at times sadness that you feel. It could be anger. It could be worry. It could be anxiety. It could be just a feeling of the sand shifting beneath your feet. And then there could be times of peace and times of joy. And when you're outside and you're working in your yard, or you're taking a long walk, or you're doing a jigsaw puzzle with your family, and it's okay. I don't think we have to feel guilty about enjoying the beautiful quiet moments of self-isolation. And it's okay. I don't think we have to feel guilty for the breakdowns and for the anxiety and the worry, because it's all around us, and it's natural that that is going to come in waves and in cycles, as grief and emotion so often do. Just a word, if you feel like you're stuck, that's when you know you need help to get out of a certain part of the cycle. That's when you feel like if you're not moving, past one cycle and you just feel like you're stuck in that rut, that's when you reach out. That's when you give the pastors a call. That's when you reach out to your counselor or a trusted friend or family member on the phone, just to have that help to move past that emotional rut. But just wanted to let you know that we're all there. And if you're feeling that roller coaster of emotions, some of which are good and healthy, and some of which are just no fun and we have to wade through them, it's okay, because most of us are there with you. But I pray that you have a moment of peace today, that you can feel a deep breath, a trust in the Lord, a humbling and knowing that He is in charge, that we are not, and if we put our hope in Him and place our trust in Him, that He will see us through.